Good.
Pontypool, they've lost only once this season, and they look to be in an impregnable position in any championship table. It's a day, obviously, for forwards, and Pontypool's front row is as experienced as any in the country. Richard Goodey and Eddie Butler team up in the second row, and to keep going on this heavy surface will be a challenge in itself. And behind that pack, two match winners, a try scorer of exceptional talent in David Bishop, and Wales's top point scorer, Mark Ring. The outcome of this game will surely hinge on the performance of those 10 men. A good crowd, Pontypool supporters and Swansea supporters and the golfing umbrellas in evidence as well. The Swansea have a jumbo pack, but have been forced through injury to reshuffle behind, with New Zealander Tony Bunce making his debut alongside Adrian Stewart in the centre. 5 caps in the pack, and on a muddy day, it shouldn't lack mobility, since the two Moriartys, John Thomas and Mark Davis, have all played at number 8 during their careers. Now, if Pontypool are complemented by a talented half-back pair, then so too are Swansea, by Robert Jones and Tony Clement. So what a battle we have in prospect. Heavy rain throughout the night, heavy rain during the morning. It's a day for mudlarking and Wellingtons. And in the middle of the packed stand, R.H. Williams in the grey jacket, and obviously as a former line-out forward, he'll be looking closely at the form of Richard Moriarty of Swansea. Selector number 2 from the Welsh Rugby Union, also in a grey jacket, ironically, Derek Quinnell of Trinity.
We're sorry, but there will be no after-match refreshments. Today's referee, Mr. John Groves of Tonyrefail, and the test judges.
A massive crowd, an electric atmosphere, despite the awful conditions. The pitch is going to be very heavy. The rain and the wind still coming down at Pontypool Park, but those people on the Tanner Bank don't seem to mind too much. John Groves of Tonyrefail is the referee in charge, and it'll be Swansea to kick off. Mark Wide in front, going down the famous Pontypool slope, and Swansea indeed in this first half going with the wind. Wyatt then starts an orthodox kick as Ring recovers. And there's the pair at it right from the start. Inventive as ever, as the former Pontypool player picks the ball up, Taylor, but Moriarty in the middle. Ferocious drive by Pontypool, and immediately a penalty, with Pontypool killing the ball. And already a little bit of temperament in the very first minute between Frank Jacas and Mark Davis of Swansea. It's a day when penalty kicks could be crucial. Two prolific point scorers on the field, Mark Wyatt for Swansea and Mark Ring for Pontypool. It's a distance of some 32, 33 metres with the wind. Not a difficult kick. It's working. No, and off the post to the right. Misfortune for Swansea in the opening minute. Mark Wyatt will not be pleased with that. That could have given the All Whites a major psychological boost. Ring, a neat drop out on the far side. Jones having to recover. Robert Jones, the incumbent Welsh scrum half. Much will depend on him. And there's the fella who must be a little bit angry that he's not in the Welsh squad, David Bishop, on the left-hand side. A throw from David Williams. Moriarty goes up at the tail, and the second penalty going Swansea's way. Decision of Captain Richard Moriarty is to give Mark Wyatt a second opportunity, and this a far more difficult kick. Again with the rain. He's got underneath it, and indeed it's there. Much better kick. Swansea go into the lead after 3.5 minutes of play. 3 points to 0. Mark Wyatt will be absolutely delighted, having made amends. A tremendous attendance at this match, despite the weather. Some 8 metres outside the Pontypool 22-metre line. Jim Groves, the referee, having a quick word. There will be an enormous tussle going on there between the two front rows. It's Keith Colclough up against Graham Price. And suddenly the attention of the referee has been drawn to the far side. Harry Williams is the touch judge. So let's see what the instructions are. Well, it's a quiet warning to the Pontypool skipper, Steve Jones. Something that happened on the blind side of that scrum. And that's the 4th penalty to Swansea. Mark Wyatt with a 50% success rate so far. From the mud. Looks a healthy one. It's there again. Mark Wyatt is on song. 2 penalties to his credit, and Swansea go into the lead 6 points to 0.
Penalty goal by fullback Mark Wyatt.
They certainly have a jumbo pack. Maurice Colclough just behind Richard Moriarty. Williams throws, Moriarty takes. Swansea would do well just to hold and deliver the ball to Robert Jones if they can. But Pontypool certainly putting on the driving pressure. Ball eventually to Brethen Taylor. Pontypool ball, and this spells danger for Swansea. Pontypool will be at their most dangerous here. 14 on the short side is Alun Glasson. The penalty has been awarded. Collapse of the scrum. So what's Bishop going to do? It's going to be a set move. So anything could happen. Bishop is the key man. The pivot man is Steve Jones, the Pontypool captain. Jones has it. It's under Graham Price, under Chris Huish. Bishop looking for the secondary possession. It hasn't come that time. "15 minutes of the first half gone, and this is a good period for Pontypool. Going up the slope and against the wind, and they're about 2 metres from the Swansea try line. A little bit of space on the short side. That's a favourite space of Pontypool, if they can get the wheel of the scrum right. There's Bishop, and another penalty, a collapsed scrum. The ball was coming out. The Pontypool supporters might argue that they wanted the possession rather than the penalty. A relatively simple kick in front of the post, slightly to the right. They slotted that one over, just 3 points in it. It's all a matter of penalties so far, but Swansea still in the lead, 6-3. That's the 10-metre line inside the Pontypool half. This time towards the tail of the line out, and again Mark Davis going down well for Swansea. Robert Jones to Clement. No thoughts of passing out to Bunce, who now gives chase to Clement's kick. Paul Rees is over there. Taylor's tackle goes in. Glasson is there, and just about manages to get the ball into touch. Alun Glasson, former Cardiff and Newbridge player. David Williams with the throw. Moriarty goes up. He's doing well at the front of the line-out. That'll give the Welsh selectors much encouragement. Clement with the ball. Taylor's the extra man who's come in. The chip. Paul Rees will have to give chase. A little bit of pressure, and away goes Ring on his individual path. Very nearly got hold of the ball. David Williams that time fought by the crowd impeding Mark brings progress.
Very interesting. We can see that Richard Moriarty is jumping to the front of the line out, and he's doing very, very well, taking 2 clean catches and dominating in so far for Swansea.
Richard Moriarty, World Cup captain for Wales. Tony Clement. That's the tactic of the day. Paul Rees underneath. Bunce goes through for Swansea. Well, it really is mayhem down there. Robert Jones anyhow to Tony Clement, but it could be dangerous. Blethen Taylor, between Blethen Taylor and David Bishop, and was there obstruction? It's a penalty try. David Bishop is adjudged to have obstructed Blethen Taylor in his progress towards the ball. Well, that'll be a big controversial point, a major talking point.
And you see it's loose ball, well scooped back by Robert Jones, but the referee has to be certain in his mind that the side attacking would score a try. Let's look at the ball very carefully. It's hacked on by Taylor, but I think it's going to go dead. Bishop slightly gets in his way, although he's winning the race for the touchdown, and you can see that the ball is going over the dead ball in, and I think it would have gone dead. Very controversial decision.
However, here's Mark Wyatt to add another 2. Safely and sweetly struck. 12 points to 3. Blethen Taylor, the try scorer. That's his 5th try of the season. There's the appeal from John Groves, just to keep these scrummages up. Must be very difficult for the 2 front rows in that quagmire to get a foothold. They succeeded in doing so this time. There's the drive controlled by John Thomas for the All Whites. Robert Jones ready to sneak on the blind, but eventually the pick up by John Thomas. There's the drive over to Tony Clement, to Bunce, back to Clement. Not really over the gain line, so it's to Pontypool's advantage. Tony Bunce, number 12, making his debut for the All Whites from Wellington. Number 13 is Adrian Stewart. Right on the 22-metre line. The control from John Thomas. Clement may have thought about a drop goal. He's found a little bit of space to Robert Subiani. He's got pace, this man. Back inside of Mark Wyatt. Paul Moriarty was there. Well, that was a lovely short side move by Swansea, drawing great applause, but good defensive work too by Pontypool. Bishop, it's going to be a tight corner for him. Got it away well though. David Williams with the ball as the Swansea hooker. It's played for Avravon. Jacas got hold of that one. That's rare line-up possession for Pontypool. And how David Bishop would like some more service like that, so he can fire those long kicks into the Swansea half. Seven at the tail for Swansea is Mark Davis, and alongside him Mark Brown for Pontypool. Possession for Pontypool. There's the kick, almost inevitable. Great pressure to bear on Wyatt. Pontypool go through in numbers. Bunce is there as the saviour of the All Whites, but away comes Swansea again. It's to Tony Clement. He's got Blethen Taylor outside. Taylor attacking the halfway line. Up towards, he's got Rees to beat. Paul Rees neatly shadowing his man. That was great work by the Pontypool fullback. He did well, showed him the open space towards the touchline, then managed to bundle the Swansea winger into touch.
Tremendous play by Swansea, looking to move the ball in these dire conditions, and there's Tony Clement showing his terrific pace, gives Taylor the chance to go at the full-back. He goes to go on the outside, but good play by Paul Rees, forces him into touch.
Richard Moriarty this time on the Swansea throw has moved up to number 2 in the line-out. So where's young David Williams going to throw? A difficult day for the Bangor University student to reach his mark. But away come Pontypool, who smuggle the ball well. Steve Jones to Bishop. Wyatt comes over on the 10-metre line. Call for the mark, not given, and here's an opportunity for Mark Brown. He's certainly a sprinter. Bunce is back there for the All Whites. Pontypool arrive, Swansea kill the ball, and the Pooler get a penalty.
But I think there that the referee blew up a wee bit too soon because Pontypool were winning the ball and they had the advantage. You could have waited to see whether they made good use of it. And for a change, Pontypool driving through and winning the ball. They've been totally dominated by the Swansea pack so far, but it's good ball. And here's a typical move. Bishop putting a perfect up and under in, and good following up by the whole Pontypool. A tremendous tackle on Wyatt, and here's where the ball goes loose. Now keep an eye out for the Pontypool forwards again. Mark Brown as well, and here's where they drive over. There they're going in. You can see the ball just about to come back, but the referee awards a penalty.
Mark Ring, who confessed that he's very nervous before this game. Certainly doesn't show it the way he's starting them over. That's 2 penalties to his credit. So Pontypool very much back in this game, but still trailing by 12 points to 6. David Williams with a throw on the 10-metre line. Not quite straight that time. However, it's allowed to go. The pick up by Clement. Or was that a late tackle by Jacas? No, the penalty goes to Pontypool. A little bit of obstruction. Good refereeing that time by John Groves. And there's the punishing penalty. David Bishop beginning to enjoy centre stage. This certainly is going to be a difficult throw for David Williams. Just a metre to go to the Swansea try line. Bishop to Ring, to Paul Rees. Back he goes to Chris Huish. Some superb tackles going in by Swansea as Bishop waits. Colclough goes through. The Pontypool have it. It's to Bidgood on the far side, to Hanson. Hanson will make the corner. Hanson has scored. A great pressure try by Pontypool. Sean Hanson goes in for a crucial try. That's his 12th of the season. And Pontypool are back in business.
Let's have a look at this line out. Very scrappy ball. David Bishop does exceedingly well to get it to Mark Ring. Now watch this long dummy pass, and there goes Rees on the burst. The back row always in support there, and Chris Huish sets the ruck up. Now keep an eye on Colclough, the Swansea prop forward, second row forward. The ball's just about to come, and there he dives over, and I think the referee would have awarded a penalty, but he waits for advantage. Good refereeing, and a lovely pass from Bidgood gives Hanson the room towards the narrow side, in and out. There he's over. Excellent try.
But that was the last incident of a pulsating first 40 minutes. We rejoin the action now a little way into the second half. Steve Jones with a throw. Into the tail, looking for Jacas and Brown. This is Huish coming across. He's found the try scorer, Hanson. That's going to be a difficult kick. Subiani underneath it. John Thomas covering well for the All Whites. Pontypool certainly will have been given a pep talk by Steve Jones, and Robert Jones in trouble. Great drive by Pontypool. The ball available. Bishop to Ring. A little bit undecided that time, but it's a lovely kick. Glasson is there. There's the try. Alun Glasson following up. No try awarded though. Back they come.
And perfect ball for David Bishop to use. Mark Ring all the time in the world, goes to jink and then puts a perfectly placed kick in. But the referee is bang on the mark. He's not a very popular man here. There's the bounce, the perfect bounce. But the referee, Mr. Groves, has ruled that the Pontypool three-quarters were offside.
Well, certainly the first half was full of drama. A fascinating tussle. That's made it even more fascinating. David Bishop. Wafting a high one. Ring underneath. He's behind the ball. It's really not going to be a place for faint hearts this second half. 12 points to 10, Swansea lead. Robert Jones with a put in just outside the Swansea 22-metre line. That's better scrummaging from Pontypool, grasping the initiative early in this second half, and away goes Mark Brown. Mark Brown on to Glasson. Has he got the try? The try. Alun Glasson has got the try, disallowed a couple of minutes ago, but now he'll be absolutely delighted.
And what a changeover. Pontypool in all sorts of trouble in the first half of the scrum. They are driving Swansea back, and the scrum is wheeled, putting Swansea under all sorts of trouble. And a tremendous run by Mark Brown, showing tremendous pace. But look how he keeps the ball in the hands, just before it anywhere, waits for Glasson to come. The speedy winger uses his strength, and he goes over for a try.
Pontypool then have taken the lead. Mark Ring hoping to add two. It looks encouraging. The crowd will tell you it's there. 16 points to 12, Pontypool lead. What a dramatic start to the second half. David Williams at Swansea ball, but it's a really difficult ball for Robert Jones, and Pontypool have made the most of it. Bishop waits, points. It's a difficult one. Wyatt comes in field. He takes it, but also takes the weight of Roger Bidgood. And look at that drive from the two Pontypool centres. Tremendous strength. Well, that'll bring a great cheer. The two centres, just like two front row forwards, just driving Swansea back.
Tremendous play by Pontypool, a perfect kick by Bishop, a good take by Wyatt, but typical all-black stuff played by Pontypool, driving him back.
And what an excellent opportunity they now have. Bishop. The pick-up by Jacas. Bishop still going. They'll need to ground him. David Bishop once again. He's lethal from this position. 2 or 3 metres short of the Swansea try line. Jacas with the control. Anybody's ball. Everybody looking for a pick-up. The drive over. The try's been awarded. The try scorer, at least the man who came up with the ball, is Frank Jacas. And it's a complete turnaround in this game.
And Pontypool have stepped up a couple of gears, especially in the scrum. Tremendous scrum, wheeling and great control by Jacas. Look, they're wheeling the ball. It's never left his feet. They're all looking to snatch it up. Jacas gets his reward, and he's over.
The try went unconverted, but Pontypool recovering well. Now 8 points ahead of Swansea. Williams throws. Difficult to identify the players in the mud. But there's no mistaking that figure. That's David Bishop, and that's another huge kick. Pressure on Mark Wyatt. The kick, the response is from Blethin Taylor. Ring in a position he always seems to like. To his partner, David Bishop, and Bishop's going to have a run up towards the halfway line, to the 10-metre line. Bishop's still going. Oh, tremendous power from this man.
What a magnificent game David Bishop's having. His kicking has been superb, his running brilliant. That's all I can say. We must be very lucky in Wales that this man can't get into the squad.
Again, Mark Brown is away again. Can he link up? The drive will certainly come. Swansea kill the ball. It's a penalty. Certainly has played a dominant role at the tail of the line-out. And the tricks are up David Bishop's sleeve. What are they? Steve Jones decides it's a cup match after all.
I think when he was making his mind up about that decision to run it, Bobby Windsor was chewing his pipe on the touchline. Steve Jones always thrown back, looking for Mark Brown's height to the back of the line. Tremendous take and drive, driving on, looking for support. But when he goes down, John Groves, referee, decides that Swansea have killed the ball.
Ring. Almost as if he had a wedge shot neatly between the posts. And it's all going Pontypool's way in this second half. Midway through the second half, Robert Jones inside the Swansea half. And that's the improving scrummaging of Pontypool. Robert Jones decided to go on his own. Rees to Bidgood. Bidgood sees some space. It's taken down by Blethen Taylor. Well, there's no lack of activity in this match. And a little conference between scrum half and captain. It's a good distance, and David Bishop is well capable of putting it over. With his all-round performance, he must surely have impressed the two selectors, R.H. Williams and Derek Quinnell, and now he may be adding another string to his bow. Well, the crowd will tell you it's there. And look at that joy from David Bishop. Total elation. A massive kick. And there's the congratulation from his friend and outside half, Mark Ring. He's certainly out to prove a point.
Early goal by inside half, David Bishop.
And such has been Pontypool's domination of this second period. This is a rare visit for Swansea into the Pontypool 22-metre line. John Thomas. The drive should be there. Swansea a little bit late in arriving. They seem to have the possession. Robert Jones to wide, chip ahead for Blethen Taylor. Has he got the speed to get there? Taylor. The try has indeed been awarded. John Groves took a long time to have a look at that one. But Blethen Taylor.
Swansea at last winning ruck ball. It's very slow ball. The backs are lining up there, waiting for it desperately. And eventually comes. Now watch this lovely chip ahead by Mark Wyatt. Completely deceives the Pontypool defence. And it's a very tight decision. Blethen Taylor goes for it. Yes, I think he just got it, but Mr. Groves took a long time.
Blethen Taylor then, having been involved in the controversial award of a try in the first half, the penalty try in the first half, has now got a real try to his credit. Mark Wyatt with a difficult kick. Limbs must be getting very tired. Right from the corner, swinging it round. A smashing kick from Mark Wyatt. That was a really difficult one. It's been a real cup tie from the beginning. Swansea clawing back 26 points to 18 with 14 minutes to go.
And I think Mr. Jones quite rightly asking for a change of jerseys, because I don't think he can recognise any of the forwards then.
Here's another little prayer from a commentator. Let's hope they put on the right numbers. Well, Steve Jones, the Pontypool captain, retiring. He's had a bit of a bang. So the captaincy may well go by right to David Bishop, but the replacement is already on. That's Paul Johnson for Pontypool. The clean boys on the right are Pontypool. I don't have to remind you. Frank Jacas to Bishop, still probing. Ring. Oh, that's gone way above the stand as well. Difficult kick to take. ring again. Left-footed this time. Wyatt goes over as the lights come on. Mark Davies at the tail of the line-out for Swansea. In front of him, Paul Moriarty. It's been a thoroughly entertaining battle. Williams throws. That's good clean ball. Rare ball for Swansea. Bunce, Stewart, and there's the superb midfield tackling of Pontypool. Stewart gets the ball to the Swansea captain, Richard Moriarty. The Swansea not really able to find a way forward, and Pontypool on the tackle gained the scrum.
And good thrown in by Williams again, finding his man Moriarty, and it's about the first time that Swansea, in desperate straits now, have moved the ball, but they're going to cross the field, not really going straight. It's slow ball going back, and it's food and drink to the Pontypool tacklers.
Johnson, Jacas, the penalty to Swansea. A little bit of elbowing. No other option but to run. Bunce to Stewart. Bunce again on the loop. He's not going to go very far. John Groves has a look at his watch. A bit of niggle on that far side. Robert Jones with the feed. There's that try that has become such a familiar feature of this second half from Pontypool. Clemens' kick, Taylor going through. Oh, one-handed pick-up. Reflection between Moriarty and David Bishop. And Moriarty being accused by the touch judge on that far side, David Parry-Jones, of use of the elbow.
And you see Bishop picking the ball up superbly well. Good was the toucher. It did seem like an elbow in the throat to me.
He's had success with one. He's going to go for the second. David Bishop has had such an extraordinary match. It's virtually the same distance as his previous penalty. And should this one go over, it really would crown a majestic performance by David Bishop. It's a mighty distance. Good 42 metres out of the mud. Has he got the strength? Will it get there? It's there! But where's the dance? There it is. Pontypool, a goal. That is the final whistle. And what a major turnaround by Pontypool. The pack responded to the challenge, laid down by this man David Bishop, an extraordinary player, and he and Pontypool go through to the next cup draw. Pontypool 29, Swansea 18, but this really has been David Bishop's match.
David, you seem to enjoy that game.
Yeah, obviously it's a good win for us. We was under a lot of pressure this week. You know, it's always hard. We've always failed in a cup in the past. And this being no exception, you know, Swansea with the underdogs and everything, and it's the worst thing in the world to be favourites, which we have in the past, and we've always faltered. And Swansea being a very good side there, you know, it was obviously at the end of it, we knew if we could contain them for the first half, coming down the slope and with the wind as well, that we'd done our own work and things had turned out right for us. And the joy was just coming out of it for the supporters as well, because I think they were more nervous all week, you know, than we were.
You seem to be playing as if you had a point to prove.
No, that's not true. I mean, the press been building up about me and Jones, and I wish him all the best. You know, it's not his fault. I'm playing my rugby. I had a year off, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. And it's a game to be enjoyed. There's no point to prove. It was just to win for the club and to make sure the club go further to the next round.
I love the dance.
Yeah, that was just a little thing for the supporters. I said if I scored or kicked the kick, I'd do a little thing. And it's all enjoyment in the game, and we play for enjoyment. I mean, the footballers do it, so it was about time we started doing it. And so, just a bit of fun.
Is it Pontypool's year?
Never can say. I think there's obviously the next round now we're through, we can sit back and watch. It'd be nice to do it for the supporters, because we've been mentioned like the Liverpool of rugby and everything, and I think we are to a certain extent. We are consistently well week in, week out, but we've always fell in the cup. And this year, with Paul, Rees, Mark ringing our backs, you know, our wings and everything, our centres, I think it is our year. But there, you know, anything can happen in the cup, as you know. And yeah, I think the boys wanted to prove a point as well, because as far as the east side of Wales, you know, there's no players getting selected or anything, and deep down it's hurting the boys. And I think they had a point to prove as well to the selectors as to West Wales as well, you know, that we can still play rugby up here.
And finally, you have a message to your sponsor.
Not to my sponsor, to my daughter. Hello, Sam. Nice to see you.